As we edge closer to the NBA offseason, the New York Knicks will undoubtedly find themselves linked to players around the NBA. They're currently a team in flux, having fired Tom Thibodeau despite him taking them to the Eastern Conference Finals. In a recent article for the Sporting News, Dean Simon proposed a trade that would see Mikal Bridges leaving New York in return for some additional youth, scoring and size. Simons's proposed deal looks like this: Warriors get Mikal Bridges, New York Knicks get Moses Moody, Buddy Hield and Tracy Jackson-Davis. If the Knicks were to entertain the idea of shipping Bridges' expiring contract away in exchange for several interesting pieces to bolster their supporting cast, Golden State may emerge as an ideal trade partner in the coming months, Simon wrote. Bridges would have the opportunity to become an extremely valuable backcourt partner for Curry, as his defensive skill set and jump shooting ability could give the Warriors an added jolt on both ends of the floor. The Golden State Warriors will likely focus on plugging gaps elsewhere in the rotation before targeting a 3-and-D forward. They desperately need a legitimate big man to help anchor the paint. Furthermore, it's doubtful the Knicks will give up on Bridges after just one season. After all, they parted with 5 future draft picks to bring him to Madison Square Garden. The front office will likely want to see how he fares under a new head coach. Knicks suffer first blow in coaching search. Talking of a new head coach. Shortly after Thibodeau was released from the Knicks, Jay Wright's name was quickly floated as a potential successor. Wright spent 21 years coaching the Villanova Wildcats and has a relationship with multiple key members of the Knicks' current roster. However, as Steph Davis of Hoops HQ reported, Wright appears uninterested in joining the NBA. Breaking: Jay Wright has confirmed to me that he has informed the Knicks that he is not interested in any coaching position and plans to remain retired, Davis reported via X. Wright is the first coach to take himself out of the running for the Knicks' head coaching job. Now, the front office must turn its attention to the other candidates on their list. Knicks reportedly keen on Jason Kidd. According to a June 6 report from ESPN's Shams Charania and Tim McMahon, the Knicks are interested in hiring Jason Kidd of the Dallas Mavericks. The New York Knicks are conducting active due diligence on Dallas Mavericks coach Jason Kidd among other head coaching candidates in their search to replace Tom Thibodeau, sources told ESPN, Charania and McMahon reported. The Knicks have yet to request permission to speak to Kidd, who has 2 years remaining on the contract extension he signed during the Mavs' 2024 run to the NBA Finals, sources said. Kidd is an experienced head coach at the NBA level. He would instantly command respect within the locker room. Furthermore, he already has a relationship with Jalen Brunson. The duo worked together during Kidd's first season with the Dallas Mavericks. If the Knicks do pry Kidd away from the Mavericks, he would likely want to keep Bridges around. The former All-Star guard favors players who can impact the game on both ends of the floor. And, despite the criticism Bridges received this past season, he's still an elite two-way player. As the Golden State Warriors attempt to maximize the final years of superstar Stephen Curry's career, the organization has made clear that they are willing to take bold, risky moves in order to give the roster the talent it needs. However, as they attempt to solidify their roster this offseason, they are stuck at somewhat of a crossroads. Players chosen and liked by team owner Joe Lacob have routinely clashed with head coach Steve Kerr's system, causing a lack of development of young players on an aging team. While this problem has immediate repercussions, especially in the case of the restricted free agency of Jonathan Kuminga, it will also certainly have future implications as players such as Curry and Draymond Green finalize their playing careers. The Warriors need young talent, but haven't developed it as the Warriors soared back into contention last season off the strength of their acquisition of Jimmy Butler. The team seemed unbeatable for a stretch of the regular season. However, in the playoffs, when injuries struck Butler and Curry, the age of the team's core showed, and, when Golden State most needed their young talent to step up, it seemed as though no one was able to do so. Kuminga, who averaged 20.8 points through 5 games in the Houston series, was doing so primarily as a tryout for other organizations. as a result of Steve Kerr's, perhaps rightful, refusal to play Kuminga in the role he envisions for himself, and which Lacob encouraged by allowing the organization to draft him 7th overall in 2021, Kuminga is likely looking to move on this offseason. Moreover, a player like James Wiseman, had he developed into what he was thought to be prior to his entering the NBA, would be the exact rim-protecting, perimeter-shooting big man that the Warriors need so desperately right now. However, when injuries derailed his career, Wiseman was shipped off, and the front office's push to draft Wiseman ultimately proved a failure. Throughout his short career in Golden State, Kerr mostly limited Wiseman's minutes as a result of the player's poor defense. Now, as the Warriors attempt to contend for another championship, they desperately need young talent to surround their aging core. While they have players such as Brandon Podziemski, Moses Moody and Quinton Post who are developing nicely, the real young stars, the high draft picks that they needed to hit on, have not panned out. As a result, Golden State is in a tricky spot. They, largely, do not have the young talent needed to deal for another star right now, and they do not have the young talent to expect to compete quickly past their current championship window. While it is uncertain how much blame is to be placed on either Kerr or the organization's front office, one thing is certain: the results of a recurring problem are evident. Former Warrior Nick Young admits confusion on J.R. Smith ruining LeBron James' NBA Finals masterpiece. Former Warriors guard Nick Young relives J.R. Smith's epic blunder in Game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals, impacting LeBron James' big night. Josue Pavon. Former Golden State Warriors guard Nick Young relived Cleveland Cavaliers guard J.R. Smith's epic NBA Finals blunder in 2018, which turned LeBron James' Game 1 masterpiece performance into a losing effort. While Warriors' Draymond Green revealed Kevin Durant's near reunion, Young looked back at how big of a threat Golden State considered James to be. For a moment, he thought Smith did the right thing, and that the joke was on him, Young said, per Gil's Arena. I was confused. The way he looked so confident, I thought they were winning, Young said. I knew we was up, but he got the rebound, and he could have easily went back up, but he dribbled out. And that made me look at the clock wrong. In a game where James finished with 51 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, Nick Young was relieved that he and the Warriors grabbed the win in the finals opener. We felt like we dodged that one, Young added. I don't know if I should say this, but we felt like the finals were Houston Rockets, but we knew LeBron James could change the series. Smith famously forgot the score in crunch time. With 4.7 seconds left and the game tied at 107, the Cavs veteran pulled down Curry's missed free throw in the paint and dribbled the ball out instead of going for the win or finding an open teammate. Then, Golden State won 124-114 in overtime. Nick Young and the Warriors would go on to sweep the Cavs 4-0. Draymond Green reveals Kevin Durant to the Warriors was close after the Warriors' second-round exit. Draymond Green delivered his takes on the playoffs and reflected on his 2024-25 campaign, which nearly saw a Kevin Durant reunion with the Warriors. The Phoenix Suns' all-star forward was nearly dealt back to the Bay, where Durant and the Warriors captured back-to-back championships in 2018. Green says Durant's return to the Warriors was a deal that was very close to getting done. I saw Joe, Lacob, and Joe gets excited, that's my guy, Green said, via Stinar. Joe goes, Draymond, I think we're gonna get Kevin Durant, it's right there at the finish line, it's happening. We're getting Kevin Durant back. We talk about it, he's like, you think it'll work? I'm like, absolutely. He comes running back to me like 2 minutes later. Draymond, I wasn't supposed to say anything. Don't say nothing to nobody. The Warriors struck a deal with the Heat for Jimmy Butler instead.